So we are team 4 and we will be evaluating the 7-Eleven Japan case study. Let's meet our team. Greetings, I am Rebecca Bodie, a one-year MBA candidate from Miami, Florida.
And greetings, I am Erica Dargan, a professional MBA candidate here at FAMU, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Greetings, I am Joy Robinson, a professional MBA candidate from Stanford, Florida.
Greetings, I am Damari Hunter, a one-year MBA candidate from West Palm Beach, Florida.
So first, we will analyze the key facts and key issues. Then we will go to the alternative courses of action and evaluation. And lastly, we will wrap it up with our recommendation. So first, for the key facts.
All right, so 7-Eleven established a franchising system. Both franchise and company-owned stores are part of its network. The underlying network expansion approach of 7-Eleven is based on the company's market dominance plan. They open stores in clusters that are then stored in a distribution system. In addition, each neighborhood has roughly 50 to 60 stores. Frozen food, periodicals, beverages, and customer things are all available. Frozen food is where they make the most money. They also offer ATM services, photocopying, and ticket sales, among other things. Consumers tend to pick up their goods from convenience stores in 92% of 7-Eleven cases. 7-Eleven's goal was to keep increasing sales in the fresh food and fast food categories with the concentration on hot items.
Next, we will discuss the key issues of the case. Key issues in the case include the distribution structure, items possibly being understocked versus overstocked, and the freshness being impacted. As far as the distribution structure, the structure is a CDC model in America, which only allows for perishables to be delivered once a day, which contrasts with Japan's model of food being delivered 3 times a day and orders being immediately transmitted to the supplier. Another oversight is items possibly being overstocked or understocked. The system in America works on trust and does not require personnel to be present when items are scanned in. This leaves rooms for error and inaccurate listing of stock and inventory. Lastly, the freshness will overall be impacted by these 2 factors, as the lag in transportation due to the distribution structure and the less frequent shipments when compared to Japan will result in food being stored overnight versus being delivered on a more regular basis, and food not being accounted for properly. Next, we will discuss the alternative courses of action.
The locations of 7-Eleven Japan's facilities are chosen based on the premise of market dominance. To ensure effective distribution and timely provision of items, more new stores arise in locations where there is a cluster of 7-Eleven Japan stores. 7-Eleven's decisions are all made with the goal of reducing transportation and expenses. The area dominance plan of establishing at least 50 to 60 outlets in a given area aids marketing and saves resupply costs. To maximize power aggregation and reduce inbound transportation costs from the producer goes to the DC.
Another solution is decreasing inventory. Decreasing inventory has been said to increase responsiveness and interest, as the company has more time to focus on its key items and develop a focus. Examples of these both solutions are present in the following slide. Walmart. Walmart's strategy is to maintain an efficient supply chain by keeping low levels of inventory. It only builds retail stores where demand is sufficient and supports their distribution structure. Currently, right now in America, this is not being implemented within the 7-Elevens. They aren't necessarily the closest to their distribution centers, and therefore the demand is being impacted as well as the inventory is being impacted as items aren't getting there in a timely manner. And also because items aren't getting there in a timely manner, customers aren't buying them as more often as they would if they were more accessible. Another strategy in regards to efficiency involves Zara. Zara sourcing strategy varies by product type. The company aims for efficiency because demand is predictable. They operate on flexible and responsive factories. In 7-Eleven, we propose that they order based upon which items, in particular hot food items, are more in demand.
Thank you, Joy and Damari, for giving solid background and providing us with our alternatives. Now we will be moving on to the evaluation portion of the presentation. Just to reiterate, we do have two alternatives that both come with pros and cons. First, for facilities, if 7-Eleven incorporated more suppliers and distribution locations, this would lead to the ability to launch products faster overall. On the other hand, if 7-Eleven decides to go with this route, there would be potential resistance to change internally, across the supply chain. And if suppliers depend too much on the buyer, this could lead to complacency. Next, for the second alternative, if 7-Eleven wished to decrease inventory, there would be a lower cost because less money would be tied up in inventory and less warehouse space is required. Then it would improve quality. So when product improvements are made, there is not a need to sell off large quantities of an order. Lastly, if 7-Eleven carries too little inventory, there's a risk of running out of stock, missing a scale, and missing out on cost efficiencies. The table shown is breaking down what responsiveness and efficiency would look like for both of the supply chain drivers related to 7-Eleven's case analysis. Although there are 6 supply chain drivers, we found it most fitting to speak on drivers that correlate directly with our alternatives. So again, the first alternative is facilities. With facilities, it is identified as a logistical driver. This means it is an actual physical location in the supply chain network where a product is stored or fabricated or even assembled. And facilities would be most responsive if locations are closer to their target markets. For facilities to be efficient under this driver, 7-Eleven would consider and follow through with having fewer central locations serve larger areas. Moving on to the second supply chain driver that we decided matched our alternatives perfectly, it falls under inventory. Just as facilities as a driver, inventory is logistical and would encompass all raw materials, work in progress, and finished goods within 7-Eleven's supply chain. For this to be responsive, 7-Eleven's inventory would need to increase substantially while also including a wide range of products and vice versa for efficiency. Now I will be passing things over to Rebecca as she presents our recommendation.
Thank you, Erica. So we recommend that the United States strategically implement 7-Eleven distribution facilities and locations closer to customers. Strategically locating these manufacturing facilities will increase responsiveness. Being closer to customers increases the customer's convenience, improves the customer's relationships, and could increase sales. This also enables a quicker response time so that 7-Eleven can meet the customer's demand, as well as enabling 7-Eleven to launch products faster. As the United States increases the number of facilities, the outbound transportation costs would also decrease. We chose increasing distribution facilities over reducing inventory primarily because reducing inventory can result in a loss of sales by not providing products that customers are ready to buy, which is the opposite of the United States goal. For the following reasons, we believe the United States should increase the number of distribution facilities. As a result, the United States will be able to accomplish its goal to continue to increase sales in fresh food and fast food categories, with a particular focus on hot foods. In the long run, the 7-Eleven in the United States seeks to improve its operations by mirroring some of the many services 7-Eleven Japan has acquired. Thank you. That does conclude our presentation. Do you guys have any questions?